Hey guys, welcome back to Overtakes. This is Misfit.
And I'm Kel.
And we are going to be doing our Stage 4, Week 4 preview for Wednesday. So, if you guys are new here, welcome. Be sure to hit a like and a subscribe if you like what you're hearing. We do Overwatch League content about 5 days a week, sometimes 6. Like today, we're probably going to have a double upload. So, stay tuned for that. If you hit a subscribe and hit the alert button, you'll be ready. So, if you guys are coming back, welcome back. And we're going to get into this. Let's hit it. So today we got some matches that mean a lot.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily the best matches per se on paper.
But they are meaningful to the final playoff rankings.
Yes. So starting, we'll do a little bit on each, what's going on. News-wise, we have another video coming out later tonight, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be on the Symmetra changes, the Horizon Lunar Colony changes, which are going to be huge to what we talk about a lot, and a couple other hero changes that are also going to matter in the league too. Coming up, probably not necessarily for the playoffs, but in the World Cup, which we'll be talking about, and for Season 2. Mm-hmm. So let's get into today's action. We got Seoul and Boston. Mm-hmm. This is a tough one.
It is.
Both teams are kind of a train wreck right now.
Yeah, it's tough to talk about these teams because both of them have just been so inconsistent. And then, Boston especially has just been a completely different team this stage. And they just look awful. They look like they might not win a single game. Did they?
Yeah. They do have Shanghai and Florida coming up. Yeah. So they'll probably be 2-8 in this stage.
Right. Exactly. And that is a drastic change from the 10-0 they went in last stage. So it's really tough to pick this team and to just feel confident that they're going to win a game anymore. Yeah,
and they got to get their DPS situation straightened out. It seems like Striker's better on Widowmaker than Mistakes, but you need him on Junkrat,
right?
So he can switch off. Well, that's the thing.
The biggest issue is Mistakes just isn't that great at the heroes that he plays, so he's just not going to be able to have the impact that you need him to have, and then it's forcing Striker to play heroes that he's not as comfortable with, and it's just it's a mess.
Yeah, it's a whole mess, and like we talked about in our recap of last week, without Striker hard carrying him, it's really exposing the rest of their team.
Exactly.
Their supports aren't as great as we think they thought they might have been. Their tanks, the same thing. Without him doing the workhorse stuff that he was doing on Tracer, you're seeing some of their stats drop way off. Like Gamsu and Note and even Neko, who they've been playing Aim God a lot more, and he seems to have some better stats, but
it's really not doing enough to help because they just don't have the damage output that they need. Yeah. And that's what's really killing them more than anything else.
And Seoul
is just a mess right now.
You don't know what the fuck.
Bad coaching and just bad decision making overall from top to bottom.
Yeah.
It's just been a mess. But that being said, I feel slightly more comfortable picking them in this game.
So do I.
Because I think they're just a little more put together and they have enough talent that they can scrape this win by just based on their talent alone in the likes of Fleta and the rest of the players that they have.
The one thing I would watch for in this game is to see if these teams, because they can't figure out the new meta, if they just go fuck it and play dive.
Right.
And if it gets into that mess, I'm going Seoul.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to go Seoul anyway.
That's what Boston does well, but at the same point, who knows? At this point, who the hell knows? But I just feel more comfortable picking Seoul.
So do I.
Yeah.
So who do you got in your sights for Seoul? Let's start off with Seoul.
I think, again, it's going to be Rouge Hong.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go with the other support. Their main support, I want to go with whether it be Toby or Gambler. It seems like that's where one of the big issues for this team is. There's not enough main healing output. And you're putting a lot on the hands of a guy who's playing Zenyatta to heal. Yeah. Which, if you play Zenyatta, it's a losing proposition when you make him the main healer.
It really is.
Who are you going with for Boston?
I think I'm going to have to say probably their tanks, because they're really the only ones that give them a good chance of winning, because they do have good tanks.
Yeah, they do have good tanks. They look like they've been a little off, but yeah, I'm going to go with you on that too. I would watch both their tanks, Gamsu and Note, to see where they're at.
Right, and how much of that is caused by how their DPS and their supports are playing? Like, how much are they kind of dragged down by the poor play of those those players? And
yeah,
I think that's going to make the biggest difference of whether or not they can win this game.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on board with you on all that stuff you said about them. So let's hit the next match here a little bit. We'll just talk about it for a minute. Ugh. Welcome to the garbage bowl.
So the last chance that Shanghai has to win a game, probably.
Yep, I would go with that. Unless Boston's that bad.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they're that bad.
I don't think they're that bad either. But hey, who knows? I mean, if they get stomped by Seoul, yeah, Shanghai could have a chance next week. But this, as of right now, this is probably their best chance in the good old classic McDonald's matchup of red versus yellow.
Oh, yeah. This is extra value meal time.
Right.
Like the shitty one where you get like 2 chicken McNuggets for $1. Fucking A. And it's my team. I got to talk about this fucking match too. Ugh. Oh, just don't fucking lose. That's all I got to say to my team. Don't lose, please. Right. I mean, on paper, Florida should beat them.
They really should.
And, you know, everyone's going to be rooting for Shanghai as usual. And even as bad as Florida's playing, they still play better than Shanghai most of the time. But you never know with Florida.
Right.
You never know what you're going to get. You know you're going to get crappy support play trickling in by the rest of the team. And you pretty much get that with Shanghai.
Yeah.
And someone goes off usually. Either on Florida, you get Saya Play or Logix.
So this could end up actually being a really fun game to watch because you could see Saya Player or Logix just go off and then Dia do the same thing. Like it could actually be really fun where it's just like this is basically like watching a quick play game where you have a carry on each side just going off.
Yeah, exactly. You definitely have a fun Widowmaker thing going on with Dia and Saya. I'm going to go with Florida just because at this point I don't think Shanghai's going to beat anybody, but I'm just praying.
But themselves.
Yeah, they do that quite well.
Yeah.
They're 40-0 at that.
Yeah.
If we want to go there.
Right. Just to be different, and I think it's a possibility. I'm not really feeling like this is the best chance that they have, but I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm still going to pick Shanghai. Just because...
Why not? It's not like Florida's... You're picking Shanghai against New York.
Right.
Or even Dallas at this point. It's a viable pick. So, okay. In our sights, obviously we kind of highlighted some of the stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm basically that's going to be my picks. Yeah. So for Shanghai, it's going to be Dia.
Yeah, definitely going to watch some Dia.
Watch him hopefully just go off again because I just want it to be fun. I just want this to be a fun game, even if it's like painful to watch. I still want some good fun plays.
Yeah, it still can't be as painful as that Shanghai-Dallas match was. Oh, God. Because that was atrocious.
It was so bad.
And the Philly-Seoul match in Stage 3. Those are the two worst matches I've seen.
Yeah.
Florida, it seems we're going to go with Logix and Saya Player. Because they're the two guys worth watching on this team right now.
Right.
And you know there's going to be at least one Saya Player. You got him on Gibraltar and you got him on Blizzard World. There's going to be one of those triple kills that he has.
Oh, yeah. It's just going to be
grappling up out of nowhere.
How the hell did he do that? Good God.
Yeah.
What a monster.
And I will put $20 on right now that he picks off the support duo at least 4 times in this whole match.
Oh, yeah.
On his own.
The same could be said for Dia doing that to Florida. Like, that's the sad part.
When are we going to get this gambling online?
Right.
Amount of support picks from Dia. Is it going to be greater than Saya Player? Because that's all we got in this match to watch, really.
Right.
Okay, let's move on to the juiciest match of the night. The one that actually has a lot of stage and regular playoff implications.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Dallas, who kind of got exposed a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then we got Houston, who is terrible.
Who has been very much exposed this whole stage and continues to do so.
And, you know, the more I think about it, and the more we've been talking about it, to me it's seemingly less of the DPS problem and more of a support problem for Houston.
Yeah.
And the more I watch and go back and look at stuff, you see a lot of points where their DPS shouldn't be dying as much as they do.
Right. Simply because they're just not getting the healing that they need. because their supports are just getting picked off so quickly, or they're just not in the right position where they can effectively help their team, and it's just it really hamstrings that team so much.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
And I'm not saying that their DPS are playing great either, but if you look at kind of their stats, it's their kill death ratios. I mean, they're a little bit off probably on their positioning and stuff like that, that technical stuff. Mm-hmm. But a lot of it you got to point the finger at where the problem is.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you don't see it. And with Dallas, we kind of covered some of their, they had a support problem, but by playing Mickey a lot, they're kind of masking that.
Yes.
With Brigitte.
Right.
Which, I mean, he's amazing on Brigitte. So you're getting a lot of healing out of him just from the passive.
Mm-hmm. The passive, and then that E he's really
great with that E. It's almost like it's like throwing an orb with Zen, just knowing who and where and
exactly.
And he's really good at that. Houston, I can't go with them in any match anymore.
Yeah,
I just don't. I don't trust them.
And I realize that they're hanging on by a thread, and they absolutely need to win this game. But I just don't think it's going to be enough. Even if they do win, it's probably not going to be enough to keep them in. But if they lose, they are 100% out.
Yep, they're out. Honestly, they're not good in these high pressure situations because when they had that winning streak, it came to a screeching halt when they played in the playoffs when you turned the screws to them.
Exactly,
and that stuff means a lot in my mind, just from watching a lot of sports. Mm-hmm. Some teams are really good, but you get them in the high pressure situation, and they just fall apart. They're like the Bengals in
14 playoff games.
Yeah. All of a sudden, people are doing things that they didn't do all year. Mm-hmm. You can even go with the Cowboys. They've done that quite a few times. Big drive at the end of the game, fumble, interception, missed extra points, drop. Oh, well, that was all Tony Romo. Anyway. I didn't mean to bring that up. Oh, yeah.
Phantom missed catches.
Yeah. Getting screwed by the refs, that did happen to them.
Yes, it did.
I will give them that.
Yeah.
But Dallas, they got to get some wins to get into the stage playoffs. I think they're right now they're one behind San Francisco.
Actually, Houston's right there with them too.
Yeah, I mean they're 4-2. They're both 4-2. I mean Houston needs to get into the stage playoffs. The only way they're going to get into the regular playoffs is honestly win enough games
to get into the
stage playoffs.
Yeah,
and pray that other teams lose. At this point, Dallas is definitely turned things around.
Yes.
I'm liking Taimu even though he didn't have that great a week, I'm liking him solidly on the Widow and playing McCree. Mm-hmm. They kind of fixed their DPS, which was, kind of quiet.
Yeah.
Really, when you think about it.
Yeah, they helped their DPS a lot. And then I think what's really been the biggest change for this team is just finally utilizing the Seagull properly. Yeah. And
they could use to have Unko have a weekend like he did last week, too, because he went totally off. I mean... Yeah. It's just we're both going to go with Dallas in this. I think. It's a hard pick, but right now Dallas is a better team.
Yes.
On the whole, and I don't know if Houston can handle some of that stuff they do. They might be able to. Every time I doubt Houston or say something,
they come through, right?
Yeah.
But at this point, I just don't even want to try.
Yeah, I'm not going to try it anymore either. So in our sights, who do we got for Houston?
Houston, I'm going to say Raucus. Because if he has a good game, then that puts them in a much better position, and it gives them a chance. But if he has a bad game, then Houston is toast.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I was going to go with Raucus as well. It's something that, and you guys need to check this stuff out too. Sometimes because they show a lot of the DPS point of view. But look at kill feeds. Look at stats. When they throw those stats up there, this is some of the stuff that we mean what we're watching for. So if you see stats come up for Raucus and you're like, wow, those are pitiful. And then you look and you see Houston's DPS are 7 and 5 as far as kill death rate. That's a lot of the reason why.
Right.
Dallas, who do you got?
I'm going to go a combination of Seagull and Taimu. Taimu especially just because, like you said, he didn't have a great week last week, but I just like him as a player, playing McCree and playing Widowmaker and being able to make big plays.
Yeah.
As those characters, I think he's a big influencer on how the game is going to go for them. And then obviously Siegel, just his versatility and everything that he does. He's really fun to watch, and he's probably my favorite player to watch right now.
Yeah, he's one of mine to watch too. One of my favorite players to watch. I actually like that duo as well. The thing with Siegel is he's a guy that, honestly, as a player of the game, you can learn from what he does.
Absolutely.
Just his flexibility. It's not just like when we talk about Libro's flexibility, where he's versatile on, he can play Genji, he can play Pharah, he can play Widowmaker, he can play, Tracer. Siegel has the ability to go from tank to DPS to projectile. It's something that you guys should check out and learn from.
It's very unique.
Yeah.
The hero pool that he has and is effective with.
That's exactly what I was getting to. He plays really well, and Taimu, when he gets hot, he's the best Widow in the league.
Yeah. He's just very streaky. Yeah.
But when he's on one of those streaks, he can challenge Pine and Saya Player and Carpe. He's that good.
Right.
I mean, if you guys want to check it out, pull up some old Envious stuff.
Right.
And watch how good he is at Widowmaker. So that's what we got in this one. So that's going to do it for our Wednesday preview. Don't forget, we do have something else coming up later on tonight. So we'll have something else for you, some news. There really wasn't anything going on league-wise, other than, the big patch changes and all that kind of stuff, in general, Overwatch. So we did something separate for that.
Yeah, don't forget to vote for the All-Stars and the MVP and all that good stuff. And we wanted to do a little bit on that, but unfortunately there's just not all that much information on, who's leading and those things. I mean, we can make guesses on who it's going to be, but we'll definitely dive more in depth on that kind of stuff after the stage is over.
Yeah.
And we can kind of see how that all plays out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but don't forget to vote, guys. And vote not to sound like a fucking old man.
Right.
Kind of vote responsibly. Don't vote for all the fucking London guys that haven't played in a month that are on the ballot.
Yeah.
Don't be voting for Hagapin.
Or Tizzy. Or
Wooyall, because you think he's cute or something, for crying out loud. And you can't be like we used to be when we would go down to Baseball All-Star game. That used to be online. They used to have a box of ballots, and me and my friends used to go down and this was at Yankee Stadium, and we would take the pencil and just punch out every fucking Yankee.
Right. Well, there was that. I mean, then I remember being a kid in the grocery store. And
the
freaking ballot
grocery store.
Just filling those out, and I'd just be like, "Oh, I'm going to circle all the Indians players."
Yeah. I remember I think I voted 350 times for Dave Winfield one year, and Ricky Henderson. And I was like, that's how old I am. I've just dated myself. Anyway, guys, so vote for the All-Star game. Vote responsibly. Don't be a dick. All that good stuff. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate all of your support that you've given us through the whole season so far. Don't forget to hit a like, hit a subscribe, join us on social media. We'll be bumping around there tonight on Twitter and other spaces. And if we do anything live, we'll definitely let you guys know on Discord or on stream. And you guys have a good rest of your day. Enjoy the matches.
Later, guys.